Did you know you're doing Etsy SEO wrong? Have you noticed and heard people complain that items on the front page of search on Etsy seem to have really bad SEO? The title seems too short. This means it's focusing all its eggs in on the one keyword basket, or the title's too long. It's trying to hit 40 different keywords all at the same time. Established listings may be able to get away with this because they have a huge amount of ranking power, so they can spread it to many different keywords, and brand new shops might just aim on that single one keyword to dive their way in to break the gap in the market and get themselves seen on the front page. So you can't look and say these other people are doing things wrong. If they're on the front page, what they're doing is right for them, but it might not be right for your shop. Photographs. This item on the front page only has one photograph. Why on earth is it on the front page? Well, see, the thing is, having 10 photographs doesn't make a jot worth of difference to your SEO. Etsy is not running a checklist and going, oh yes, they've filled in good practices, we will rank them higher. No. You don't need 10 photographs. The reason they give you the option to have 10 photographs is it gives you the option to show customers, to showcase things a whole lot better. They can see it from all sides. They can get an idea of the size. They can see how it was made. It helps them fall in love with the item. But some items, it just doesn't make sense to have hundreds of pictures. If one photograph is enough, one photograph is enough. If it's on the front page, then that one photograph is doing well enough for them. And bad photographs? Well, bad's subjective. Their photograph might not be as good as what you think your photograph is. Its composition might not be as beautiful. It might not be as well lit. It might not be as well in focus. But we don't get to decide what a good photograph is. We don't get to decide what a good product photograph is. Only the customers decide. And if the customers are clicking on an item that looks like that more than they're clicking on your item, then that item's got a better photograph than yours. We have to strive forwards to make our photographs as good as we possibly can. But experiment with different styles. See what your customer likes better. Because most customers aren't photographers. They don't know about the rule of thirds and the magic ratio and all fancy things. They just know what catches their eye. And you've got a couple of seconds at most to get that click. Tags! There's items on the front page with terrible tags. They may have single word tags. They may have repeating words in their tags. They might not even have all 13 tags. And this is a big one that people get really hung up on. Again, Etsy is not counting off and saying, oh, they've filled in all their tags, great. All Etsy is doing is looking in your tags to see if you have the words that match with what the shopper is searching for. Now, they suggest best practices to not have just one word tags and to fill in all your tags, because that gives you more words that you can be using. That gives you more chance of hitting more keyword terms. But at the same time, most of your tags are not going to rank. Most of your tags are not going to drive traffic. So an item might only have a few tags, but they're the ones that are working for it. They're the ones that when ranking for, it does well in the search, so it's focused in on them. So yeah, it's best practices to attempt to fill in all 13 tags, because Etsy gives us all 13 tags. But it doesn't mean an item is bad because it doesn't have all 13 tags. It's got enough data to tell Etsy what it needs to know to put it on the front page for that search. It might not be showing up for other searches, but it's good enough for that search. And the same with repeating words. If you've got ring as one tag and then steampunk ring as another, sure, the ring probably wasn't needed because it's included in the term steampunk ring, but you're not getting penalised for it. It's possibly just a wasted tag, but they're not all ranking anyway, so it's not bad. It's not going to penalise you. It's just not needed. It's good to check on your competition, but not to spend tons of time worrying and saying, why are they doing so well? That's not fair. Look and say, why are they doing so well? Right, so that's not as important as I thought it was. And also bear in mind there are so many factors that go into ranking that we just can't know everything. We can't know why that listing is doing well. SEO is only one part of ranking. There's the competition. How much competition is there for that keyword term, and how optimized is the competition? If some of the other competition just has lots of random words that come together to create that keyword, it's not as well optimized as someone who was focusing in their entire item on that keyword phrase and no other. That is more optimized, so it might rank better. The age of the listing. New listings get a little bit of a boost in search, and Etsy does this so it can better understand where to show it to shoppers. It boosts it up, it shows it a little bit more, and then this gives it some data on, if I show this item to this keyword phrase compared to another item, is it more likely or less likely to get a click? And if your item, when it gets that boost, is more likely to get a click than another item, then you're going to stay boosted up. But if you're not, then you're going to drop away in the search. But a newer item might be showing up higher than you would expect from looking at its SEO, just because Etsy's just trying to figure out what it is. And how long this boost lasts for can depend on how searched a term is. So if a term is super searched for, if there's lots of people searching for it all the time, then Etsy can gather its data quite quickly. It's getting a chance to show this item to lots of people really quickly, so it'll drop down the search really quickly. However, if an item isn't searched for very often, if a term isn't searched for very often, then that item's going to stay up high in search for a bit longer while Etsy tries to figure out if it's good or not. Sales and views can also have a big impact on the ranking, but not necessarily like you think. If you look and you see that this item has only had a few sales and yours has had loads, why is it ranking? The thing is, where do these views and sales come from? Etsy is aware of what term a shopper has searched for when looking for an item before they buy it. So if an item is very specifically, when it's getting seen for that search term, it's getting a bigger chance of selling, then Etsy is going to show it more in that search term. If your sales have come from a different search term, then perhaps you'll rank better in that different search term than you would in this one that you weren't doing so well in. Etsy's smart. And also it's aware, if you're sending lots of views from playing team games, if you're playing games where you put up your listing and you go, you love my item and I'll love your item back, yeah, Etsy knows you're trying to game it. And hearts and views from teams and forums don't weight as heavily. They're not as important as ones that come from organic search, ones from actual buyers who are typing in, searching for things and finding your item under that search. Now, I know people can sometimes freak out a little bit when an item of theirs has been featured somewhere like Pinterest and it's driving a lot of views, but it's not getting a lot of sales. Is this going to hurt it in the SEO? And the answer is no. This is not hurting your click-through rate because people aren't finding you from a search. So Etsy's not showing you for a search term and you're not getting clicked on. These clicks are coming without Etsy having to do any work. So this is a good thing. You're bringing in external traffic, so don't freak out. Your click-through rate, your conversion number is not affected negatively if these views are coming in from somewhere else. This would be very silly of Etsy to do this, because this is the very thing it wants. It wants people to come in without it having to pay for adverts. It wants shops to be bringing in new people. And some of the final things that can help your ranking is your shop score. This takes into account things like your reviews, open cases against you, are all your policies filled in, have you got a good customer service record with the customers. So if a shop has all of these things really going for them, this can help them out as well. So don't freak out, don't spend all your time sitting looking at the front page of search and going, that's not fair, that bad items there, I should be there. There may be reasons why it's there. We want to do the best that we can with all the knowledge that we can, but don't be disheartened and think someone else is there when they shouldn't be. There could be a multitude of reasons, and we can't know what they are. Hope that helped. See you next time.